Every time you say that, Harry, they throw things. You need to stop over. Oh no! Mighty one. Plummet's not alone here. Oh no, Plummet!
Desire here needs to watch out.
Oh, big names. Oh, big names. There is so. Hello and welcome to the Halo 5 Pro Series. This is our coverage. I'm Sharzy1, joined by the lovely Wonder Boy, and we've got a huge semi-final today. We've got Mockit up against French +1. Wonder Boy, it's going to be good.
It's going to be wicked, mate. It's going to be wicked. We're at the finals now. This is the season finals, so big money on the line. Obviously, the stakes are raised. That means, a lot more on the line and a lot more pressure in every single game that we're going to see today. And of course, it's Halloween, so we get to dress up as well, which is the best part.
You're dressed up?
Yeah.
I didn't get the memo.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. But yeah, we are dressed up. He's a joker, Sharzy. But if you guys want to win MCC nameplates, usually we do some silly roll thing with Nightbot in the chat. Today, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. If you guys want to win an MCC nameplate, get yourself over to Twitter, use the hashtag Europa Halloween. You can also use Halloween because, let's be honest, no one knows how to spell Halloween. Either hashtag, we'll check both. And then before the grand finals, if you have submitted a picture with your Halloween costume, we're going to pick our 3 favorite costumes. So if you want an MCC nameplate and they're pretty cool, make sure you get involved on Twitter. Hashtag Europa Halloween.
Now, things we have to touch upon before we jump into this series is that if it was a football in terms, Harry, a real coupon buster as power fell to Mockit in a Game 5 Slayer, and Looney looking particularly impressive.
Yeah, he's been a real a standout performer on this Mockit roster. Obviously, we're going to see both semi-finals today and the grand finals, which is wicked. We get to follow the entire action from the pool play stages all the way to the grand finals. So we'll know who beats who and what happens. First up, we have Mockit versus French +1. But you're right in that Looney has probably been the most improved player this entire Pro Series season for me. I think the arrival of Precisionite on Mockit has really unleashed Looney. And in that Game 5 against X-Power, now known as Notorious, we'll see them in our second semi-final. Yeah. On Truth Slayer, Game 5, he was just a man possessed. I've never seen him play with such freedom. And Power just couldn't keep tabs on him. Notorious couldn't keep tabs on him. And he's going to be a player, I think, that if Mockit want to go the distance here and be crowned the season champions, I think Looney's going to be a key player for them.
Yeah, take the shackles off Looney and watch him dance. And we're going to jump into CTF on Coliseum as our first game. And an interesting stat is actually Precisionite has the highest damage per death throughout the whole tournament so far. So if they can really get him and utilize him in the best spots, get him in those power positions with the rocket launchers, the sniper rifle, they're going to be in for a good series, Harry. Yeah,
and that's actually a really interesting statistic as we get ready to load into game 1 of this series, because you could say that damage that he enables on the map allows Looney then to maybe free himself up. He doesn't feel like he has to be shooting everything all the time, and allows him to come in with some of those key flanks. But we'll start off on the side of French +1. We've spoken about Mockit. They've already proven worthy of an upset today. We'll see if French +1 can maybe turn the tables. This, I believe, is a bit of a mixed squad. Zer, obviously, from England. The rest are French players, so maybe a bit of a language difference here, but we'll have to see if Zer and the French gentleman, aptly known as French +1, can turn the tables here. And an early 4 down for Mockit.
Halo, much like football, can be a universal language. The things that you need to do don't change, only the words do. So if you're going to say red, maybe change it to rouge, and we'll be on to a winner. Zer gets a backpack onto Precisionite. Funnily enough, Zer playing with this Mockit roster only a couple of weeks ago, but then was replaced by Precisionite, and now has found himself. Maybe he gets some payback here, Wonderboy.
Yeah, that maybe would have been a case of them just waiting to find a player like Precisionite, the final player to fit the mold of Mockit. We've seen that Precisionite well and truly a part of this setup as Batchford has the snipe in his hands. The problem is, though, there is a French +1 member across the map pulling the flag, which basically means Batchford has to turn around. And, well, it's an interesting run here because Cruz actually while Zer has the sniper top catwalk, Cruz has actually brought the Mockit flag all the way across the map, and well, French +1 are a recover way here from going 1-0 up in the series.
That's something we've seen quite often actually when Mockit came up against, I believe it was Power before, is that they kept pulling flags on the sneaky sneak. And actually, more often times than not, it was Zo who found himself on the flank down by that rocket corner side, pulled the flag right from under the noses of the enemy team and got it home before they knew what was what. But it looks as though we're going to have a bit of a flag standoff here.
Yeah, always key to keep an eye on the kill feed during these types of situations. And look at that, Mockit coming up with a couple of kills. Batchford does the work, Murex trades him off, but is that enough to get a recuff here for Mockit? I think Looney's going to be outnumbered as he tries to play for the return, and well, Chick and Co will basically stop the Mockit push. But while all that was happening in the French +1 base, rockets came up and Precisionite from Mockit were able to scoop those up. So now maybe a potential power play here for Mockit to push for the return.
Yeah, Mockit have all the ingredients they need to get this return. I wonder how many resources they will push towards the return and how many they will keep at home to defend Squashy with the flag as Chick fires a warning shot across from base to base, and that will back that flag carrier down for a brief moment. And now Chick looking to get a little bit aggressive and maybe giving his teammate the heads up to take that flag off the respawn.
Yeah, I like this play from Chick. Shame they couldn't convert either of the players he made weak into kills, and well, he's caught in a dangerous position there. Once he isn't able to convert those kills, you'd like to see Chick maybe just get away from that position. He was caught out there, and that's going to allow Mockit now to advance on the counter-attack. But Zer and Batchford trading means things are going to be as you were. This has been a pretty long flag standoff here, Richie. New snipers on the respawn, but it looks like Squashy here and the boys are going to play elbow side, and maybe, well, surrendering that sniper over to the side of Chick might not be the smartest idea.
Yeah, Chick has got that sniper rifle in his hands, gets a grenade, gets taken down to no shield just off your screens, and he is actually taken down as well. So Honor's even at the moment, no team really able to get the better of each other. It's going to come down to, I believe, a 1v1 engagement, maybe with a flag carrier. Looks as though Mockit have gotten that flag carrier down, and it's going to be a return on the base, which it is. This should result in a cap, which it does, 1-0 to Mockit.
Yeah, huge triple from Looney to get the return, and French +1 were put in a bit of a difficult situation. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't there. There was a player on the return, and if you don't kill him and grab the flag, then the player Looney is able to grab the triple, which he did. But if you don't focus on the flag, then guess what? They get the return anyway. Beautiful triple from Looney, and it's 1-0 to Mockit as rockets are about to pop.
Rocket's about to pop a sniper rifle in the hands of Precisionite around in Red Cave as he puts some damage down and gets that cleanup as well. That should open the door to maybe get these rockets, but it looks as though Zuz is set up over that side, and Nurex actually gets a kill with the rockets. Those already in use, and Precisionite takes the face of Zuz as well. I'm looking at maybe goes for the no-scope, finds the body maybe, but Chick hits him with a 5-shot.
Yeah, Chick's going to know that sniper's down, but you can see Batchford through the outlines here. You can see that Chick has decided to clear out his own base, and smartly so, because if you don't deal with those players in your own base, even if there is a sniper down, the temptation can be to just go for that power weapon, and you can be caught on the counter-attack really easily. Mockit, though, 1-0 up. They're trading well, as you can see. Zer here in a big fight, bottom middle. Can he win the fight? No, he cannot. So, yeah, just still feeling each other out here, Richie. About a minute's time is where I expect the action to kick off. You know, sniper and rockets popping up at the same time on the 6-minute mark is such a pivotal phase of the game. So both teams will be vying for control until then.
Yeah, a little bit of a frantic start. Neither team really able to get control. Mockit do have the 1-0 lead, but it was off a bit of a scrappy play midway through. As both flags were pulled out, we had that stalemate for such a very, very long time. But now it will come down to these power weapons. 6 minutes and some pretty sizable change left on the clock as well before any sort of time comes into management. It looks as though bad precision lights down low. Crew is on the blue fountain as well. Just to constantly seem to be trying to clear their base, which 2 members of their team go down. They're in big trouble here.
Yeah, big trade though from Cruz. That's why he was pushing so aggressively into the cave. If he doesn't get that trade, you can see the setup from Mockit here. Precisionite on the elbow. Batchford could have just regained his shields, ran the flag elbow, and that would have been 2-0 to Mockit. So important Cruz gets that kill, but the kills are going Mockit's way currently. Batchford picks up another one, and that 6-minute mark approaching rapidly, and it looks like Mockit in the ascendancy, pushing for a second capture as the weapons are coming up.
Yeah, French +1, a little bit scrambled. Crew has picked up the sniper rifle, but is hassled and harried by Batchford, but it actually gets taken down by Chick, and Crew has all the ingredients he needs to maybe get a flag run here. If he can get the no-scope onto Precision Knight, which he does just off your screens, but Chick looking to do a little bit of flank and work around that sniper rifle player, really baiting him as much as he could. Batchford falls to Nurix in the rocket place. This is a pivotal moment now to get a counter cap.
Yeah, smart move from Mockit to pull the flag during the weapons coming up, because you could tell French Plus One weren't really sure what to do, whether they should go for the flag contest or if they should go for the weapons. They opted for the latter, and Mockit, well, they just took the flag advantage. Now is a chance for French Plus One. They have a good setup here. The problem is Mockit overextenders on their cave side. Zur here is going to try and flank behind them, but if I'm him, I try and tell my French teammates here maybe to just hold stations. Cruz is trying to push this flag in. He's being pressured though, and he's taken down. This is why you need to wait for the Zur flank. Precision Knight can't get the kill though, and pretty much Squashy Josh is the only player at the moment for Mockit that can do anything. French Plus One convert the flag, and they're within one now.
2-1 the score now, and we have a game on our hands as looks as though French Plus One battling back against the odds early doors as they went 2 down. But just like that, you can find yourself back in the game. A lovely bit of play, lovely bit of defense. The kills fall your way and you're back in the game.
Yeah, real chance for the game-winning capture here. Big grenade from Zur is going to stop that. And a double actually from Zur as well. He can now start to overextend across the map, as you can tell he wants to convert that defense into some immediate offense here. Precision Knight is going to be caught on spawn. Can Zur get the kill? He's going to opt to just elect for some map control here instead. I like that play. You know, Precision Knight is one of the stars in European Halo at the moment. Why take the fight? He goes back, and by that time Precision Knight is able to communicate where Zur is, and they defend their own base, do Mockit.
Yeah, you'd have to think Batchford and co will be a little bit familiar with Zur's playstyle and realise that when they can only see the Frenchman in front of them, that maybe that the Briton has gotten behind them, and it looks as though they're ready and waiting for him there with Squashy and Precision Knight, and now they're going to look to start an attack of their own.
Yeah, Cruz taken down, and with Sniper coming up in around 40 seconds, you can see why players like to try and congregate over towards this tower. Looney had the rockets, they're all out now I believe, and well, is a little bit impatient in trying to pull the flag. Needs some more slays on the board before that's going to happen. Zur is contesting top rockets here, but the main fight across the map, as you can see in the kill feed, Squashy getting a kill on Nurix, could be 2 in a row as well. So Zur, if I'm him right here, I maybe rotate back into my own base, but Precision Knight takes him down, and here is Squashy continuing to post up. Finally taken down, but the damage and kills he got during that one life is probably going to enable Mockit here to get a solid control and grasp on the sniper tower, and eventually probably the sniper as well.
I would love to see a heat map of Zur's movement early doors here on Coliseum. I think he's only played the Rocket Street, doesn't believe in the snipe side. It's not in his religion. He's against it. He's not voting for sniper rifle. He's all for the rocket launcher at the moment of time, and flag gets pulled out, but it's going to be a little bit premature here, Wonderboy.
Again, I like the rotation away from the power weapons. Squashy off screen just finished an overkill. So huge overkill from Squashy Josh here in game 1 of our semi-finals in the Pro Series. We talk about Looney. We know what Batchford can do, and Precision Knight's been a star, but Squashy goes under the radar sometimes as a player who can step up. And speaking of stepping up, it's Chick with the sniper. His team are down 2-1. Only 2 minutes 20 left on the clock to get an equalizing flag capture. So we know it's Halloween, Richie. Will it be a trick or will it be a treat here for Chick?
Well, we're in for a treat or a trick no matter what way this series rolls out, with Chick's sniper rifle in hand. And touching upon Squashy, only a couple of weeks ago he did make my team of the week because he's putting in some serious numbers as well as kills and assists as Chick finds the body of Looney, but needs to start converting these kills into caps and pressure on the map. Precision Knight spawns up and gets shot right in the back of the head, and this is your moment now. Cruz looks like he's going to be trying to regain his shield, and Batchford on the flank, but he's found out by French Plus One, and this is your moment. No, the teammate Cruz falls over there and Mockit defend once again. Yeah,
huge defensive play as we were watching Chick look into the enemy base. The Mockit player making the play once again. Squashy Josh sitting at the back of the base, preventing the flag capture, or excuse me, the flag grab, the flag run even happening when 2 of his teammates went down. A huge play from Squashy, and now Mockit can maybe start to advance. Precision Knight has the rockets, but Zur here knows that. And it's going to be a big fight here between Precision Knight and Zur. Can Zur get the trade?
It's interesting to see. Anytime we see somebody move into the enemy base, there is an enemy player just waiting around the corner, or maybe hiding in the corner as well, just trying to sniff out that counter-attack opportunities. And Precision Knight falls with the rocket launcher in his hands, and I wonder if French Plus One know that they're there. They do, as Zur actually has picked them up off the beaten track. We will maybe try and jump on with him, as you can see, if he can utilise that back. He fires one towards the grass, gets a kill, but unfortunately is taken down in the meantime.
Real shame that second rocket didn't connect, because if so, that would have been numbers for French +1, and Squashy taking down Cruz. He just needs to get his shields here. Didn't know that there was a player waiting in the cave, so with 30 seconds, it's now or never for French +1 here in game one. They've kept it close and they're still within a capture, but they need slays and they need to push up the map. But look at where Batchford is. It's going to make them second guess this pickup roster. They need to find where Batchford is, and all the while they're doing that, they cannot be pushing the Mockit base. Cruz taking down Looney might give them a slight bit of hope, but once again, it's Precision Eye and Squashy working together on the defense, and it could be 3-1 here in game one.
And it is, as you say it, GG in that game on Coliseum, 3-1, as we see a player shooting some bodies off the track there. We've seen that player up top catwalk, and no doubt that will put his nose out of joint, and he'll be looking to answer back. Game 2 will be Slayer Regret, but game 1, talk me through the stats, Wonderboy.
Well, yeah, you can see there the medals bottom right. We didn't quite capture it on stream, and I'll be honest, I only just switched to Squashy as he was capturing his 4th kill of the overkill, but a big game one from him. 26 kills, 19 deaths. That's a nice positive spread. It's what you want out of a player on this Mockit roster, just to take the first game of the series by the scruff of the neck and really stamp your authority going forward into the rest of the series. And I won't lie, I was quite impressed with how French +1 kept things scrappy, but I think a 3-1 scoreline probably flatters Mockit in the end. But French +1 just did not do enough to push into the Mockit base and get some flag runs on the go.
Yeah, every single time they had the opportunity, it was just stifled. They had that one player sitting in the base, being a nuisance, being a thorn in the side of French +1, and stopping any real chance of getting that score. Something I'd like to touch upon is Precision Eye. Nearly 4k damage, and we touched upon at the start of the game how he had the highest damage per death throughout the whole tournament. He's maintained that here, Wonderboy.
I absolutely love teammates who constantly put damage down. It's one of my favorite things when you get a player on your team in arena or in matchmaking, no matter what game you're playing, who's constantly making people weak. It makes your life so much easier, because it enables different play styles on the map to come in. Yeah. We saw Batchford constantly being behind French +1. We saw Squashy being able to sit at the back of his own base, constantly making defensive stances. None of that happens if Precision Knight isn't putting the damage down, and it's something that actually everyone on the Mockit roster do fairly well when the time is appropriate. But I think Precision Knight probably one of the best at doing it. Yeah,
he'll be looking to maintain his impressive start to this game as a whole. Precision Knight doing serious damage, and we'll look to do that now on Regret as well. Overshield will be the first point of engagement. Which way is it going to shake out? Which team is going to get it? As we're on board with Squashy as he clambers up towards top middle and decides to leave that overshield for the rest of his teammates. Gets a kill on the chick and drops down to their back garden. And we'll get a kill here as well on this great play.
Yeah, nice little flank from Squashy. Good play from Precision Knight as well. Off screen as Squashy completes his triple. But good play from Precision Knight as he was the player while Squashy was flanking and while Mockit were down in numbers that burned the overshield. So no overshield in play, and because Precision Knight was the man who was able to burn that overshield, it means Mockit will know the time on the next one, which makes things that much easier for the second push in around 2 minutes time.
Regret notorious for getting snowballed. You don't want that to happen to you now. You're down 8 kills to 3. You've only got 2 members alive, and now you can see Mockit like the wolves hunting in a pack, and Cruz though gets a massive double kill with that sticky grenade, Wonderboy.
It's one of those, isn't it, where you blame your teammate, like, oh, why are you getting stuck and running into me, man? And the guy who's stuck is like, why are you right next to me while I'm getting stuck, man? Come on, get on my grill.
Yeah, they were hand in hand, and oftentimes it can be that bait and switch that is the recipe for success, but this time one sticky grenade takes out 2 members of Mockit, and now French +1 are back in the game.
Of course, Regret, all about top control until Overshield comes up. That's when you drop down low, and you get 2 or 3 or potentially even 4 slays on the board in one go. That's when you can start to spawn trap and turn 4 kills into potentially 8 kills, and from then on even more. But so far both teams keeping it pretty close, and I think French +1 definitely know the importance, especially here on Regret Slayer, of trading out the deaths. So we see Nurix there cleaning up 2 players who were no shield, so good listening from Nurix, and last I heard of Nurix, he was competing in Atlanta, and then last I spoke to him, he was moving to Canada. So it's good to see him back in the European region. Hopefully he enjoyed his time out there in North America, and he's hit a lovely 5 there onto Looney. Overshield coming up right now, though, Richie.
Yeah, Canada hasn't seemed to dampen his ability to 5 people that much, as we're sure. We're about to see the scramble for Overshield as you see both teams down low now, setting up, trying to jostle for positioning, merely utilise that Overshield. It's gone into Precision Knight's chest, and he's going to utilise it to the best of his abilities. He clambers top middle, maybe make sure not to get back-whacked here, but lost a lot of his shields now, and maybe the bait and switch from French plus 1.
Yeah, nice 5 there onto Nurix. Shame he couldn't make more of an impact with the Overshield, but we said, didn't we, the first Overshield of the game being burned by Precision Knight makes the second push so much easier, because you know when to avoid the nades, when to jump onto the pedestal and scoop that one up. It was Precision Knight who burned it, and it's Precision Knight who scooped it up the second time around.
Now Nurix shots down top middle, has 2 players weak, needs help from his teammates who are actually all positioned quite low and coming off the respawn. He's the furthest member forward for French plus 1, and that means he's going to get a face full of Mockit members, which he does. He falls, but did he do enough damage? Maybe he did.
Again, just caught in 2 minds there. He could tell the player in front of him got tagged by a grenade thanks to the hit markers, but once he saw the second player to his right, he was like, do I shoot the right guy? Do I go for the no shields? And instead he kind of aimed in between them and was taken down quite easily. But Mockit now 5 points the advantage, but again, you're just looking for French plus 1 or Mockit to get 2 or 3 down and then start to spawn trap, and it's looking good here for French plus 1. They take down 2, and if they can make that 3, they can maybe start to find the spawns.
Now down by 4 as Looney shuts down any possibility of that, taking down Cruz with his bare hands. He has been instrumental in everything that Mockit have done thus far in the tournament, and Batchford gets a 5 onto Nurix, and Z returns the favour onto Squashy. So it's honours even, they're trading kills, and we will see the scramble, the madness, the chaos for Overshield once more.
Yeah, you see Zer here up top. That's going to be converted into bottom control fairly shortly, as every player on the map needs a sightline onto Overshield. It was Precision Knight and Mockit who grabbed the last 2, so 2-0 in the fight. I love this from Zer. He knows the angles that players can see the Overshield from, so take that engagement from an off angle. Stop the pressure onto your teammates who are grabbing the Overshield, and guess what? They break the Mockit spell of Overshields. A good scoop up there from Chick, enabled by Zer, means that now French plus 1 have a real chance of getting back into this one, only down by 2.
I have to say, really impressed by Zer's movement there. He got a couple of shots to that player P side, didn't stand still, and tunnel vision that player, decided he was going to go and look towards car side, knowing that player was not likely to peek again, and putting damage on the opposite side of the map. So heads up play from him, and because of that they're within 3.
Chick here, last alive and is no shields, needs to extend his life as much as possible. Does such a good job here. Yes, he goes down without any kills, but A, he puts damage down, and B, it allows his spawners to get up on the map, get a bit of breathing room, and Cruz is actually able to trade that off. So although they kill all 4 of French plus 1, they aren't able to convert it into more kills. As I say that, Cruz here, last alive again. Same thing, extends your life, try and stay alive, but now Mockit know exactly where French plus 1 are, and it's about trying to convert these final 9 kills to finish off game 2.
Ahead by 5 now, and generally that can be the right on the wall and regret, but then again, if French plus 1 can get a fresh wipe, and you see Precision Knight whiffs that melee. Batchford now top middle, puts some shots down on the Chick, who will hide behind that lip now, so he doesn't receive any more damage. Batchford, a couple of grenades as well, gets himself into a tussle. That's 3 kills in favour of Mockit. They only need 4. The writing's on the wall here. All
4 down at one time is something you never want to see, and now Batchford traps Nurix in the spawn. Nurix does a good job of backing Batchford down, but look at the collapse coming in here from Mockit. Yeah, Chick gets 2 before going down, and well, Nurix is actually able to grab a kill as well, but with only 2 kills to play with, an overshield push to be made here from French plus 1. They cannot afford to not go for this overshield, but at the same time, if they commit too many bodies here, Richie, it's going to be game over.
Yep, they could be jumping out of the frying pan, but jumping straight into the fire. They only need 2 kills to Mockit, but Chick gets a kill, and a teammate off the beaten track gets a kill as well, and now within 4. So if they can get this overshield, which they can, because Precision Knight has popped it into his chest and he's on the move, on the hunt, but no teammates, getting surrounded by players. He gets 1 important kill, and there's a grenade to follow it up. That's going to be 50-45, 2-0 to Mockit in the series.
Good enough there from Precision Knight. Again, at that stage of the game, you know, early on in the game, you don't want to trade 1 for 1 with the overshield, but when it's one of the last 2 kills of the match, you know, it's a good trade. And We spoke about Looney being a real standout performer and arguably the most improved player in this European Halo 5 Pro Series season. 20 kills, 12 deaths, and well, he can thank his teammates for that one. Actually, Batchford the standout performer for me because 13 kills and 13 assists. I mean, you combine those two, that's 26. Looney only had 24 combined. So well done, Batchford, putting the damage down. And French plus one, when they look back on that game 2, Richie, they might just rue those first 2 overshields that they allowed a little bit too easily. Yes, the first one was burned, but if you're able to scoop up those 2 overshields, that could be the difference between 5 kills you winning and 5 kills you losing.
Yeah, that opening engagement between Squashy putting a couple of shots down, clambering up the top middle, dropping down behind them. The guard was down. He was able to get himself right into their faces, and because of that, transitioned that into a couple of kills advantage, and they never really looked back, never really wobbled. They were always within 3 or 4 kills, but could never close that gap, and that was all because of Squashy and that opening overshield.
Yeah, very well done. We move now into an oddball game 3. We say it quite often. It's almost a bit of a cliche of us commentators, but a real perfect game type to get yourselves back in a series if you're French plus one. You've already proven you have the individual talent to go head to head with Mockit. Why not take some individual fights here? Maybe make some plays. We saw Nurix in the last match extending his life and hitting some nice 5s. Why not do the same thing here on oddball, and then hope your teammates, while you're doing that, are grabbing ball time in the background. We'll have to see.
Well, one thing the Coliseum CTF was scrappy, and game type can be that more often than not. Echelon, ball, it's all narrow corridors for the most part. You have your rocket launcher, you have your camouflage, but if they can get some early dominance going and they can control the map, control the spawns off the start, they can get themselves a little bit of a lead and maybe build upon it slowly but surely. They see the players now heading towards that. Oh, Looney. He's done it again here, Wonder Boy.
We speak about his flanking prowess. Absolutely no one from French plus one checking his immediate flank. And if you're wondering why we're so impressed with Looney this season, on Mockit lineups previously and on teams previously, he would always try those flanks and would never get away with them. And his individual talent now is starting to shine through. Now he's making smart decisions in terms of when to flank, where to flank, and also his individual ability to back it up as well. Look at this. He's about to be on a killing spree to start the game 3. Nightmare for French plus one. This is a man you do not want to get hot.
For a moment there, this whole game was just Looney's playground, and they were all just participants in it. As Looney got himself a killing spree, scooped up the camouflage, double kills to boot as well. Unbelievable flank from him. We're on board with Chick, but he gets shut down from a 5 shot from Precision Eye, and I have to tell you, the tails are up for Mockit.
Yeah, they are. They're loving life right now. They're full of confidence after that upset in the pool play stages of this competition. And you know, when you take a massive scalp in a tournament, you almost start to look past teams like French plus one. Now, I'm not going to say they've done that. Obviously, the first 2 games very close, but you can see here 44-0. No reply from French plus one so far here on oddball. And I said before the game, individual plays can sometimes make the difference here on oddball game types, as French plus one finally grab some ball time of their own, and we're seeing it from Looney this time around. It's working against French plus one, and it's the individual talent of Mockit that are starting to shine through here in game 3.
Scoring just for the moment going in favor of French plus one as they start to tick away at that lead. Decay at those 44 seconds that they have. This is Mockit, of course. Rocket launcher is just up, and Squashy Josh is all alone in a world of hurt for that. And now you can see them. They have rocket launcher, and they will use that to set up and play defense with the ball as they keep racking up the score. Would like to have seen the rocket launcher player stick around the ball carrier. You really use him as bait, but he's decided to go elsewhere. He's off on his travels.
It's an interesting decision, isn't it, from Cruz, because he's kind of going off on his travels. He's hunting for kills, but I'm not sure if he realized he actually had time to go and contest the camouflage. It's Batchford on the map at the moment with that power up as we see a lead change, and actually there is Batchford. He whiffs the beat down, and it's now Cruz's turn to go on a killing spree with the rockets, and we see a lead change, 56-44 now to French plus one.
I don't think Cruz had any idea he was there pre the melee, but then of course Batchford shows himself, shows his hand. He thrusts out then in panic, and he'll take him down, but the rocket launcher does Cruz. And now looking to score, Zug gets a melee onto Batchford again, who's only just after coming off the respawn. They've now taken the lead, and they're up by a good few seconds now. They're playing well.
Unfortunate for Batchford. I think his intention there, Richie, was to try and nade the ball off the map, but the odd ball had settled and it just didn't move from his grenade. So trying to get a play ball from distance is a nice idea as Cruz shows Batchford how it's done. 3 down though for French +1, and well, for Zer, who is the last man alive, he just needs to try and contest the new ball. He goes down in doing so. Good flank for Batchford, and Looney is the man who can maybe start to chip into this lead.
Looney scoring all the while. And we're set up over towards his Pelican, but 2 members have gone down at the moment. And now you'll see Looney look to get ready to play that ball, which he does. Cruz takes him down. We're going to have a reset. And Zer's set up on the Pelican now. We will see a camouflage in the next 30 or so seconds as well. But he's there a little bit premature, maybe using this as a catapult, the springboard, to get his team the spawns outside. Ball carrier picked up by Mockit though, and they're going to bring that ball inside if they can.
Going swimming in October, man. It's cold outside. There's no need for that. I was going to say French +1 can maybe contest the rockets first, then bring the rockets over to camouflage, and instead it's Mockit that are doing that because they grabbed the last 2 camouflages. They know the timing on it. They know the time differential between the static rocket launcher that comes up on the minute and the power-up that comes up. And good plays from Looney and Precisionite on your screen mean that it's going to be a 3rd camouflage in a row now for Mockit.
Yeah, French +1 just not having the timing on the camouflage, so unaware, maybe standing still, waiting for that camouflage to pop up. But all the while, Mockit know they can send all resources to rockets and then all resources towards the camouflage. One secures the other, domino effect, and now we see Mockit take the lead.
Really nice triple from Precisionite, and there is the overkill. Lovely, lovely aim and shots there from Precisionite, and that's going to allow a big swing in points differential now for Mockit. They are heating up here in Game 3.
Heating up. One player took a skinny dip, but it didn't matter as they're still scoring all the while. Zer looking to change that rather quickly, gets a play ball, and they trade members now. Both teams with members down 3 up a piece at the moment. Looney gets EMP'd and insta shutdown as well, and now Chick looking to get some ball time of his own.
Yeah, Chick with the ball, but overkill count in the series so far, that we know of at least, is 2-0 to Mockit. And, well, Chick, that's not going to be a good play, my friend, and it's going to put Mockit on the offensive. Cruz here just needs to try and find a kill on the map so far here for French +1. They've been ridiculously outslayed, it seems, from our points of view so far from Mockit. There's another 2 in the team fight, unreplied by French +1. Make it 3 in a row now. As Looney gets another kill, and on your screen, Squashy is just pressuring the spawns. They can't push out while he's making these players weak, and, well, all the while they're trapped there, the time is ticking in favor of Mockit.
Something I hadn't considered is maybe we should be fitting these Spartans with armbands, as everybody seems to fall off the map and unable to do anything as they float into the abyss. Batchford gets a backpack onto Nurik, Squashy gets a kill on the Zern, and Batch gets a double kill on the Chick, and that's 3 members down for French +1 and only a solo member left to contest the ball, which they can't. They only need 30 seconds now to Mockit to close out this series.
Good rotation here from Looney as well, by the way, to whether it's intentional or not, you know, as securing his team's Pelican spawns as the camouflage is coming up. And, well, the ball will be played. Luckily, that's a bit of a fortunate roll. Batchford, you can see, also went down. He was the man who grabbed the camouflage, but the important thing for Mockit, if you can't use it yourself, don't let the enemy team grab it. And French +1 are looking for a way back into this game and in this series. Camouflage would have been a perfect recipe to do so, but Batchford once again denying that ability. And, well, only 8 seconds to go. Let's count them down.
Only 8 seconds remaining, and we did, of course, see last week a madness between Power and Cartel. I don't think we'll see shades of that today, as it looks as though Mockit just have a little bit too much at the moment to take down. They only need 7 seconds, of course. We probably will not see another camouflage. All they need to do is get a clean wipe here, get those 7 seconds, and it should be GG, no re, as they're starting to tick over those points right now.
It's GG. Well done to Mockit. 3-0, and towards the latter stages there of Game 3, Looney with a big double kill, trading himself off with a sticky grenade, allows Mockit to advance into the grand finals of Season 1 of the Halo 5 Pro Series. Wonderful performance from them, and they're really starting to mature now, aren't they, Richie, into a team that we expect to challenge at the top. And it's really good to see because, you know, they've already taken a huge scalp in groups. They've proven that they can beat the best teams in this competition. Now they just have to go and prove it once more in terms of whoever they play in the grand finals.
This is something we asked for a couple of weeks ago, is that when we get a really good roster, a strong, capable roster, that you stick together and you grind out any flaws that you do have and you work on them, them discrepancies, and they've done that. They couldn't get past Power, they got past Power, and now they're going to meet either Cartel or Power again in the finals. We're going to have a great semi-final coming up next, which of course is going to be last week's finalists, Power against Cartel, which went to a game 5. It's going to be right bloody tasty, I tell you, and I cannot wait to get into it. But GG's to Mockit, and commiserations, of course, to French Plus One, who bow out at the semi-final stage. But we're going to take a short break.
But before we do, remember, you can enter the competition. We're giving away, how many nameplates? Is it 3?
3 nameplates.
2 or 3, yeah. There's a few up for grabs. If you are in your Halloween costume, go to Twitter, post a photo using the hashtag Europa Halloween or Halloween. Who knows how to spell Halloween anyway?
Not me.
You can be in for a chance of winning. We're going to pick our 3 favorites. It's almost like a bit of a costume competition, a cosplay parade, if you will, like you would see at these expos, but digitally. And our 3 winners drawn before the grand finals. We're saying before or after? Let's say before. Before the grand finals, we'll receive 3 MCC nameplates. Super exclusive, super cool. You can show them off to your mates. So don't forget to enter that competition. Twitter.com, hashtag Europa Halloween or Halloween, whichever. We're going to check both. There was a bit of miscommunication. Blame Kalen.
We do blame Kalen.
So yeah, make sure you get over to Twitter, tweet your picture of your costume, and we'll pick winners before the grand finals.
Yep. So you go ahead, hit that line, hashtag Europa Halloween, hashtag Europa Halloween. Whatever way you want to do it, we'll check both, as Harry says. And we're going to take a short break, get this semi-finals lined up, and we'll see you very shortly.